The feds just discovered that Big Jook was actually working inside the Makedas cookie shop when Young Dolph passed, man. This is big breaking news right now. If you guys are rocking with Young Dolph, I want you to put the Dolph emojis in the comment section, like this video, subscribe to this channel right now. And this is basically some major revelation that just came out, saying that when the people that was in the cookie shop, the workers came out of the actual cookie shop and they were standing on the side and Young Dolph's arm was sticking out the window. It was like 3 people that was right there with aprons on. They had the red polo shirts, and Maurice Hill went to the laundromat to change his whole pair of clothes. Who do you think he took with him to the laundromat side to change his clothes? It was Big Jook. They said it was Raven's brother that was there. It wasn't even him. It was Big Jook the whole time, because you could see him there. It was a bald dude standing there and he was taller than everybody else. And so this is why a lot of people think that Young Dolph got set up inside the cookie shop, because they set the scene up and everything. They had to have somebody that could carry him and drag him and tie him up on the chairs and everything. And so that's why a lot of people are leading to believe that Big Jook, he has some major part to play in it. And then once Maurice went in and changed the clothes to get the gunpowder residue off of him, that's when Big Jook actually hopped in the Bentley truck. And then the 2 other guys that 007 scene, they went into the Ford truck from 901 Trigger Trey, and Raven got away and everything like that. And so at that same moment, that's when Yogotti, Moneybaggyo, and blacyoungsta pulled up in the Bentley. They was on the other side of the street behind the cookie shop, like the 2 roads that's right there between the woods and everything like that. Big Jook topped in, and that's when the Bentley truck drives by. And you can see it in that still frame picture. If you go back and binge watch all the videos, you can see the earlier ones where the witnesses came out. Keosha James had the camera rolling, and you could see how the first reaction of everybody at the cookie shop, they was all standing there like thinking of how they was going to cover it up, what they was going to say to the news. And then that's when they had Raven actually come forward, and then she did the interview with the news reporter. And that's when she told the news reporter that she said it was inside the shop. When they asked, where did it happen? Was it outside of the shop or inside of the shop? Raven, who allegedly says she was never even inside there, she said it was inside the shop. And so that's how you know. Then they came back around for a round 2 interview, and then she said that basically her dad, Maurice, was in there with him and that he seen everything go down. He said that she said he walked in and the employees was still ducking to the ricochets that was going on from the rounds coming from the dudes who had the Dracos. But then how is it that she seen all of that? And then when they asked the dad, Maurice Hill, what happened, he said he didn't even see it. He wasn't there. He said he came in like 20 minutes later and everything, but the footage doesn't show that. And Keosha James was the first person on scene, and then she ended up going missing because the footage shows Big Jook in the apron and Maurice running to the laundromat and came out with a fresh change of pair of clothes and everything. So the whole sky cam caught the Bentley truck driving down Airways, and that's when Yogotti went live for like 5 minutes, and everybody in Yogotti's live was saying, we heard y'all just hit up Dolph. Are you going live because you celebrating y'all taking out Dolph or something? Then that's when Yogotti deletes his Instagram. But you could tell that he was inside the private jet at Airways at the airport. And so the thing is he never left the ground, because how did he go live and he can't be in the air? He was trying to hurry up and make it seem like he was already in Atlanta or in a whole different city, but you cannot go live like that if you in the sky. So that means they was still on the ground in Memphis. So basically what that shows is that when the Bentley truck drove by the cookie shop and Dolph's arm was sticking out the window, and they caught that on the 4K ADT surveillance footage, then basically Yogotti was in Big Jook and blacyoungsta and Moneybaggyo. Everybody that was inside that Bentley truck was actually at the crime scene, which puts them at the date and time stamped to be on the scene, but they never got interviewed for this. This is why the feds doubled back and they swept through the whole Memphis, and they actually about to pull off a Rico act, because this is exactly how they're going to figure out how to get the justice for Dolph, because they know that them dudes was the only ones that was beefing with Dolph right before anything happened. And then how are they ending up driving by the scene at the exact moment where he gets dropped? And then the thing is that the witnesses say that they seen a tall dude with the bald head. That sounds a lot like Big Jook. He was 6'5" and he was husky sized. And so this is what made them realize that Dolph had a lot of money on his head, and there was at least 20 different people that had a role to play in this. If you go back and look at it, the main prominent suspects is Govan Hernandez, Bigjook, Yogotti, Moneybaggyo, 901 Trigger Trey, Devin Burns, Cornelius Smith, Straight Drop, and the list goes on and on, because what they ended up doing is that they let Shondell Barnett go after he snitched on, said that it was Straight Drop and Cornelius Smith. He threw the feds off. He spun him around, and basically they found out that Shondell Barnett was the personal hitman for blacyoungsta. He was his best friend. So what was he doing at the crime scene as the getaway driver? And so this is the very moment that they realized that they let the wrong guy go. Once Shondell Barnett left, he was actually helping a lot of people hide out, and he was throwing away Young Dolph phone and wallet that was found in the bushes, and there was a dumpster fire that contained 2 of Young Dolph iPhones that had the whole footage of him actually about to record. The reason why Young Dolph goes to the cookie shop is because back in July, when he went the first time that year, he was going there for his birthday. As soon as he touched down in Memphis, he was trying to order a cake, and so when he went in to personally order the cake in that white truck, that's when the cookie shop was so thirsty to get a shout out from him. Raven chased him out the door with the phone right in his face, and he was just trying to get a couple cookies just to see how the cake was gonna taste. He needed to sample what their whole products was like. And so this is the first time Young Dolph even heard about the cookie shop. So that's when they invited him to try to come back. They knew when Young Dolph touched down in Memphis every time it was gonna be for somebody's birthday or some type of holiday, and he orders the cake from the cookie shop, and then he goes in to get a couple of them. So but this time he never went to the cookie shop in the first place. He was trying to do the music video there to show support, but once they dropped the location, that's when at least 8 different dudes showed up waiting for him and everything. This is when they had the whole thing where people was coming in through the back door. Why is it that it's more people that come through the back door of the cookie shop than customers that come in through the front door? And this is the main reason why they think that is something shady going on around that place. They know for a fact that Memphis is small, and that a lot of people are clicked up, and that people be switching sides all the time. And if somebody put money on Dolph's head, then it's no telling that the people even in the cookie shop could be coming to collect. And so once they knew that the information about how Young Dolph was going to show up there, this is when they started planning and plotting. They called Govan called Bigjook called Yogotti, and he sent the bread down to basically send the hit. And the whole thing, the higher ups are sitting there watching, and they're not going to let Yogotti get away with this, because at the end of the day, anybody, they'll let you run up millions of dollars, they'll let you become famous, popular, and do all this and that. But once you start trying to call the shots and trying to think you some type of mob boss and doing this and that and trying to get people out the way and whacked, then this is when they come after you with the Rico. That's what it's made for. And so at the end of the day, people are starting to realize that they riding for Dolph. If you guys are supporters of Young Dolph and fans of Young Dolph, let me know where y'all from, and if you guys are actually been rocking with Dolph since day one, or if you a Yogotti fan, let me know. Are y'all fans of Yogotti, or are you fan of Young Dolph? Because at this point, CMG is being tarnished. The whole group broke up, and PRE was really the one that was gonna survive the longest. That's what made Yogotti jealous, envious, and greedy, and this is what made him realize that Dolph was gonna make a lot more bread than him. So what he decided to do was that if he couldn't beat him, he was gonna try to get him out the way in some sort of way. He just was hypnotized by the hate, so he put the 100K on Dolph's head. This was the rumor that was going around Memphis the whole entire weekend. Once Mia J heard about it, that's when she realized that after Dolph got hit up, she knew it was somebody who put money on his head. So she went ahead and turned around and put 500K on the head, and as a reward to get the person who did it. And then this is when everybody started getting dropped in Memphis, and the guys at the mall, Jason Hill got dropped at the mall. That's Maurice's brother. The next thing you know, another dude gets hit up. Yogotti's concert gets shots rang out and everything. People start going crazy. This was happening all through the place, and then people start moving out of Memphis one by one. Memphis just started going downhill ever since Young Dolph. They needed somebody like Young Dolph, because Dolph was giving back to the community. He was doing backpack drives, back to school turkey drives. He literally paid a lot of people's light bill. He helped Grove Hero run up a lot of money and gave him a Lambo. Then he gave the Lambo. He just kept paying it forward and everything. And look how close and tight the whole PRE camp is, and they basically are trying to keep Dolph legacy alive by staying loyal to each other. At the end of the day, man, let me know if y'all rocking with Young Dolph. The whole justice is coming. If you want justice for Young Dolph, go ahead and put justice for Dolph in the comment section. I'ma catch y'all later.